Guys, Mr. Engineer 09 here today. Today I'm going to show you a new miniature tech gadget thing that you can use at home and you can buy as well. So here today I've got a fridge and it has a Coca-Cola can in it. Now right now I have put this in there just to show you what this fridge is for. And there's also a little pad down there which is the cooling pad, and that cools down the aluminium just down here, or aluminum, if whichever one you say, and we'll move that aside. So here we've got the fridge. We've got these print things here, like this part has a dent, but it's not really a dent. We've got two magnets here, so this can close and not open all the time. It takes a bit of force to open, not much force because they're only weak magnets. As you can see here, it does attract the door. And also, here's the door handle, which isn't a real door handle, but you can open it and still. And there's also this part here, which I don't really know what that is. And this part as well, I don't know what this is either, but you can write something on there, is my opinion. And it's got two colors, red and white. So here we've even got the door has both colors, red and white here, and the red down there. We've got ventilation. Now this is a real USB mini fridge that also has just some screws down there, which is to open the entire compartment place here, which is inside there. And you got this ventilation I think I mentioned earlier. And also more ventilation for here, so this can blow out the warm air, which not much warm air comes from it because it says here it is only 5 volt USB input. Now this is a 5 volt fan, and there's a lot you can use for this. It's by Audio Sonic. That's the brand of it. It says USB fridge model. That's the model if you want to have it. And it's the key code part. That's the key code. And the rating DC 5 volt input. Now it's got hinges here, and there's a white hinge, which isn't really the best thing to do when making hinges. Is the white hinge and then red at the bottom, because this part is also supposed to be red halfway, but you know, designing has to be a bit difficult and they did not make it perfect. Now here also got the red hinge, and you can see the inside here. The hinges also show there's a gap just so the door can open and close, and it is magnetic, yes, and that makes it work. Now here, this fridge is a very good fridge, and I'm going to show you how these things work. So I'm going to do it in 3, 2, 1, part out. So with this part now, we can take this part off, which has got these little like things you can stick, which go in these holes here, so this is stable. As you see, if we put it on, it does not move anything, it only moves this. Now this is a very cold surface. If you see here, you can see it's a bit wet because of some moisture, because of how cold this is. It is very cold. Now what you can do with this, you can see at the bottom, there is a fan. Now this fan, a few of these blades broke off, a little bit of vibration, and not too bad. There's also some screws here, which these screws, they hold this plate in place, which I am not going to take off because the cooling might stop working. But here we have got a little circuit board and the fan as well. Show you how this works. I'll just turn the fridge off, and also what we do with this is, you see here there's a heat sink. It is a tiny bit warm, not the warmest, but that's because they're in there. You see these wires run right in there. That white thing in the middle, sandwiched by this heatsink and this metal plate, is called a Peltier device, or thermoelectric device. Now what that device does is it has a cold side, which is this side, and it has a warm side, which is this side where the heatsink is at. Now this has a heatsink because if there is no heatsink, then the cold side will start to heat up, and then it will not make a proper fridge for this. And also, the fan has to be going fast so it can cool this down, and it will keep the other side's temperature at very low, which is a good thing for it. And now that's why there is a heatsink and all of this other stuff. Otherwise, if there's just a fan directly blowing onto this, it will not cool anything down because there's nothing actually making it cold. So also what we do with this is we see the fan spins. As you saw, the blades are broken. 2 of them are broken. Bit of vibration, but it doesn't really matter. And what else we can do is we can see the fan blades are a bit thin compared to my other fan that I have, which is a very bigger fan. Now this fan I've used in a lot of videos. None of the blades are broken. A bit of super glue in the middle because I've made something with it. But I made a stand for it. I even put a switch on there. Tried to use USB because I had some inverter trying to test it out with the USB place. But this fan's a lot bigger and has a bit thicker blades, but the whole fan is thin compared to this one. This one's a bit thinner, and this fan a bit less power saving and very annoying sounding. Like, not really all the time, but this blade is a bit annoying sounding since 2 of these fell off. But now it sounds like a real fridge. I kind of like it because I've opened this up before. But today I'm going to show you this tech gadget because it is a very cool gadget. Now here, if we see this part, I showed you how it works, and we're going to also put this back in. Now the way we're going to do that is I am going to do it in 1 second. Now this will be put into the fridge in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Now the screws are in, this is in. There's always a bit of a gap here, but the fridge still closes. And you can even modify these fridges, which I'm not going to modify because this is a fine gadget itself. You can make it so you put a little switch here that when you close it, it will turn on, and open it, it will turn off because the switch will close and switch will open. When you press the button, you can put like some sort of button there, which I'm not going to do because I don't really need to do it. This gadget is fine the way it is, and it is a very useful gadget. You can put Coca-Cola cans in here and it will cool it down pretty fine. I'll put my camera stand up. Now my camera stand is up, and then here you can also see the Coke can does have metal. This is an entire aluminium can, and it will close, and this is when it will cool down because when it's open it can't cool down. All the air will escape. It doesn't really circulate air in there. It's not like steam or anything like that, very cold smoke, steam. It's nothing like that inside this fridge. It is just a cooling pad which cools down this little Coke can, and it only fits 1 in there, unfortunately. But you can get other fridges like this, just a bit bigger, and they look like actual fridges. But this is probably the best gadget I have reviewed to actually use for everyday life. If you have a real fridge, this wouldn't be the best thing to use, but it is a very good gadget. I'd give it a 8 out of 10 for being one of the best gadgets. The air blower I reviewed last video, that was probably a 9 out of 10 because it is a very useful toy gadget you can use for your table, blow everything away. But today I get an 8 out of 10 for this because you can use it, but if you have a real fridge, this won't really do much. But it still cools your can down quite a lot. So that's it for today of part 2 of gadgets review. I will see you in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And also turn the bell on so you get the latest news and notifications. And I'll see you in the next video.